It's showtime! Fuck you! Fuck you, Andy! Fuck you!
Come in, tell me if I fuck you in your ass, you punk rock. I eat your asshole alive, you bitch. I'll fuck you till you love me.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
I'm like a lunar, pussies hating bitches don't wanna see me
you,
shine.
I'm out.
Like a diamond in a coal mine, dig a little deeper, justified, talking shit all of the time. They moan, they complain, they whine, but if they truly hate, well, they let me take space in their minds. Since before I busted rhymes, they've left me out the circle, standing in my way, so learn to leap over my hurdles. I silence them out with a verbal assault, gather them up and I wreck them, check them with my hands, but I ain't beating them.
What's up, everybody? This is Kyle. This is the fucking Extreme channel, where it's always fucking extreme. What? No, Mom, I don't want any fucking Danimals. Hey, are you making pizza rolls? What's up, everybody? This is Tommy Nekro, the Solemn. What's up, everybody? This is Tommy Nekro, the Solemn, and welcome to Epidose. I took one of those this morning. Episode 2 of Fat Tommy Nekro. So episode 1 did really well. You guys came pouring in with the questions, and some of you came in a little late, and that's cool. You know, maybe you're on weed time. I know I am. So questions came just cascading, just waterfall trickling in, and we got a lot of them. So many of them that we don't have time to fit them all in this episode. So I'm gonna run right through them, and the ones that get left over are going on episode La Trace. Forgive me, my Spanish is horrible, and I live in Texas. Anyway, longtime zombie and Tommy Nekro supporter, street teamer, Stephen Harmon. Harmon? Did I say that right? He asks, when did you know you first wanted to pursue music? Okay, so I've had different little epiphanies at different vantage points of my life, but the very first, I guess, inspiration for me that I ever saw musically, that I was just like, yes, that. I was maybe like 3 or 4. You know, if HBO wasn't on or Skinamax, it was probably MTV, you know, because back then MTV actually played music videos. So I want to say like the first 3 videos I'd ever seen in my life were on Headbangers Ball. One of them was the Walk video from Pantera. The other was More Human Than Human by White Zombie. And I believe there was a Ozzy video. So from there, you know, I that was like my first vision of what a musician ever was. It was the first music I ever remember hearing. So, with, you know, Rob Zombie. And as soon as I saw them, you know, and their creepy ass music videos, and you know how horrific their stage shows were, I knew from then on, I was like, I want to do that, whatever that is. I want to sing songs and scare the shit out of people. I'm about that. I am fucking about that. I had, you know, different inspirations. Going through my teen years, I was really inspired by like punk rock. You know, going through my teen angst, because I felt a lot of the lyrics were relatable, and I felt, you know, that angry fuck you attitude I was about that, you know. And then later on, you know, my late teens, finding hip hop and finding horrorcore, you know, finding shit like Insane Poetry and the Flatliners and King Gordy and you know, all the legendary, you know, cats. That was something that inspired me to do that, and hearing bands like you know, Slayer and Cannibal Corpse and Pantera, you know, and stuff like that. Hatebreed, you know, really made me want to play metal and hardcore as a kid, so I went that route. But at every, like, little time period in my life, there was something that inspired me to go a certain direction. Kelly Schultz, Kello. Where is your music headed to? What is the next album concept? What styles are you going for? The next album, it's definitely consistent with the previous Thommy Nekro albums. It will still have a horror theme. It will still carry the zombie theme. It picks up where No Cure left off. Only it talks more on a personal level of what the album is about. So, you know, on the surface it sounds like zombies. Truthfully, the album is about, you know, me feeling like I've been on quarantine for the past 2 years, you know, between job schedule, moving, losing my father, and being on probation, and, you know, all the real life shit that has been going on in the past couple years that has more or less made me feel like I was under some sort of isolation. So in going through that, I wrote a lot about that on this next album. So there's a lot of that. I'm getting to work with a lot of my favorite artists and favorite actors. Pretty awesome collabs coming up, some with some legendary cats, you know. Donna Rias on the next album. King Gordy, the king of horrorcore, Mr. King of Van Dyke. We've got Damian Quinn, your cult leader from Wisconsin. He will be on the next album. Team Fuck Shit Up will be appearing on the next album. I can definitely say musically, it's going to be going a little bit into a heavier edge. There's definitely a big metal influence on it, you know, a deathcore influence, a black metal influence, a hardcore influence. So you're gonna be hearing a lot of like guitar heavy tracks, a lot of screaming vocals, random screamy bits. But I definitely say this album is probably the closest I'll be getting to writing my album. Every album I put out, I feel is the best expression of myself at that time, you know, on record. And this is definitely every bit, every drop, every inch, every pound, every hair, every fiber of what I feel is Thommy Nekro. Brad Billington writes, what is your least favorite part of the industry so far? Least favorite part of the industry so far? Where to start? The favoritism, the personal biases, the fact that, you know, a few fake handshakes and fake smiles and a few $1,000s could basically snake you in pretty much anywhere you need to go. The fact that most of this business runs on money and ego. It's very ego-driven, it's very money-driven. And in some cases that's a great thing, and in some cases that's a terrible thing. A lot of gatekeeping is definitely a part of the industry, whereas like older artists don't want younger artists to come up so much for the simple fact that, you know, that's one more person at the table. And it's not always that they don't have room for another person, it's that they want seconds. That older artist wants to stay relevant, they want to stay current, and they're not quite ready to pass that down to the younger artists, you know. Some of them don't even want to collab with younger artists. They don't want to reach out to younger artists, when the reality is we're what's keeping this scene alive. Yeah, the legends have laid down the foundation, but the younger cats are going to be the future when they're dead and gone. And we could either let this entire genre die, or we can let it get stale, or we could breathe a new life into it and let it evolve into something better. A lot of people are afraid of that change. You know, they fear that change because people like consistency. They're comfortable. People just want the same old okie doke bullshit. And I can guarantee you, you're not ever gonna get that from me or any artist on Disposable Records. So those are definitely my least favorite things in the music industry right now. You know, I could do a whole soapbox hour-long fucking special on this shit. We're gonna roll into the next question. Keep it positive, you know. Much love, Brad. You know, thank you so much for chiming in and allowing me to vent on, you know, the ills of the music industry and allowing me to spill the tea a little bit, you know. So Brian Qualls, aka Strict9, he's actually DJ'd for me for a few sets. He's DJ'd for the White Noise, outstanding DJ, great supporter of the scene, comes to a lot of shows. He writes, who all is a part of your new label, Disposable Records? So right now we have myself, solo. We have Riffik, solo. We have Team Trash, which is us collectively, myself, Tommy Nekro, and Riffik. We are Team Trash. There is Team Fuck Shit Up, which is a metalcore, slam, hardcore project between myself and my younger brother Braxton. He's 17 years old, and basically all the instruments on this album were recorded by myself and him. So Team Fuck Shit Up will be appearing on Disposable Records. Look out for that. We'll be releasing the first single, Bloodsucker, very soon on this channel. There is a black metal project between myself and Riffik by the name of Arachneus. And it's real dark, lo-fi, gritty, just ugly, blasphemous madness. And it's great. It gives me a chubby. Our first album with Arachneus, Closer to Hell, that will be dropping sometime at the end of this year, and that will be a online exclusive. We have THOMMY Nekro listed as a producer alongside me. I've been taking her under my wing as of late, and she is developing into a great engineer, and a great producer, and a great songwriter. A lot of us have, you know, wondered about where she may go as an artist in the near future, and nothing can be promised. However, we have accepted her on as a producer and as a videographer, and she is definitely a proud member of our team, and we're proud to have her as a part of our team. And so far, that's it. We don't have any other artists. At the moment, we're not planning on signing any other artists. We basically did this to give ourselves the opportunity that nobody else would. And in turn, we'd like to pay that forward to other artists in the future, but, I mean, let's face it, we're all unemployed. So Shivers asks, Tommy Nekro history. Prior to being solo, I was in a group called Misfits of the Hood. They're on iTunes and YouTube and Spotify. You can check them out. And before that, I was in a death metal band by the name of Necro Violence. Dustin Wood writes, your thoughts on Eyeless. Eyeless is my boy. He's a great artist. He does what I refer to as crust hop, also influenced by G.G. Allen. We have a collab out on Spotify right now, and you can go check that out. 420 Ninja writes, favorite strain? And where was the best weed you ever smoked? I would say, I don't have a favorite strain, but I have a couple of favorite strains. Purple Kush, Super Silver Haze, Old School Sour D, White Widow, Critical Mass. Best weed I ever got, though, on tour, I'd say, came from Detroit, Michigan. Right outside the hotel room where we were staying at. So shout out to the Detroit weed man out there. You know, smoke some kush and enjoy your motherfucking day, in the words of the king himself. 666 Real Nodis asks, if you could work with any legend in horrorcore, who would it be? I've worked with all the legends in horrorcore. All of them. Scum, Insane Poetry, The Flatliners, Razakel, Bizarre. I'll be working with King Gordy in the near future. I've worked with all the legends, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful that all the OGs, you know, respected me enough to want to work with me and, you know, kind of take me under their wing a little bit. You know, I've learned a lot from all these older cats in the game, and I feel like what I'm doing is basically an extension of what they're doing with kind of a newer evolved flavor. So, Lavelle Hawkins, he asks, what is your motivation? What drives you to make music every day? What makes you wake up and want to choose music over everything? Because music has been there over everything. Music has been my cure-all. It has been my medicine. And it's given me the greatest high that anything could ever give me over any drug, over any bitch. You know, when I'm on stage and I'm rocking, whether it's 2 people or 200 people, 2,000 people, I feel like I'm untouchable. I feel like I could finally be myself and not have a care in the world. And when I first discovered that feeling, I knew from that point on that that was going to be what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. Thank you, everybody. This concludes our episode 2 of Fat Tommy Nekro. If you like what you've seen so far, make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment.
Bye, Felicia.
Y'all fancy.